Hi everybody, this is Tim from Boat Shed Yacht Brokers on board this 1980 Bolero 35.5. Something a little bit different for me, and I'm really keen to show you around. Now this is a virtual reality tour, so that means you can drag your screen or click and drag your screen up, down, left or right and look around to your heart's content. Not where I'm looking. And we hope that this really great feature will enable you to feel what it's like to be in this space without actually being here. How the space flows, where everything is, if you might fit inside, etc, etc. How cool is that? Now, some people have described a bit of sensitivity towards the movement of the camera, so when I'm going to move the camera I will let you know, and when the camera is safely back down I will let you know again. You can rejoin me for the rest of the tour, but let's hope that doesn't happen. So here we are on board this quite racy and well equipped boat, and we're on the inside in the main saloon, which is pretty much open to the whole boat, no separate cabins so to speak. So let's do the all important head height. Here I am, I'm 5'9", wish it was 5'10", but not far off. So there's about 6 feet down here, which is pretty good. Does slope down towards the ends or towards the edges of the coach roof, and a little bit as we go forwards as well, but we're not going to be spending much time at the extreme edges, so pretty good for a lot of people. So not bad at all. Now what we'll do is we'll start the tour by lifting up the camera. You're at the moment sitting on the companionway steps which form the engine compartment, or the camera is actually on a removable step which is a cupboard, and then that sits on top of the companionway. Good access to the engine underneath, with access on the starboard side, so the port side as well, which you'll see slowly. But let's pick you up, and I'm going to put you on the chart table. There we go. So you're now navigating this fine craft, and you're looking at two areas really. We're looking at the navigation station and we're looking at the starboard aft berth, or the quarter berth. We'll do both at once, shall we? So here we are, we've got a nice long berth here, nice and wide, kind of a double, 1.5 to a double. You can lie there, you've got good comms with the skipper if you want the comms while you're lying there, and you're quite close to the companionway, so lots of salt and spray in your face if it is that kind of weather, but you may like that kind of thing. We have batteries underneath, we have a bilge pump down here too. Generally speaking, a nice, easy to use berth, preferably probably alongside, because we've got the pilot berth down here, but also turn yourself around and you've got a nice big wide seat for the nav station, which is great because it's close to the companionway. Great for comms between the skipper, navigator, helm, etc, etc. The a nice deep chart table does lift up, but I won't because you're sitting on it. And if you take a look around, you see this boat, it really is quite well equipped for an older style boat. We've got solar panel control here, we've got GPS, we've got depth, speed, etc there. We've got heater control, we've got Wi-Fi and internet controls on board, the electrics panel, the auto helm, etc, etc, all within easy reach of the navigator. Underneath here, or to the back here, we've got a nice B&G unit. There we go, nice coloured unit, really nice to sit and watch. Very nice, so we know where we are. And here we've got the AIS transponder. So again, sitting here, great comms with everybody around the boat. And as we come down the companionway, we've got lots to hang on to. We've got handles here, we can grab onto the companionway here. We've got the pillars here as well. And as we go forwards, we've got grab rails either side, so I can make my way along the boat in that blow to my heart's content, and I should be reasonably secure, which is a really good thing at sea. So that's the starboard aft berth and the navigation station. Let's move you into the main part of the saloon. So there we are. Now you're on what is a portable saloon table, so that folds up and puts away. If there was an original, and I can't see any fittings for it, if there was, long gone I think, but that's fine because this puts away, and once it's away you've got lots of room to get changed in, or to party in maybe, who knows. But looking around us, I mentioned the good head height. We've got two windows here and the companionway letting lots of light in. Quite dark wood, but we've got lighter coloured upholstery here. We've got vinyl effect upholstery here, which is not so cosy, but if you're sitting there in wet foulies, etc, that'll wipe dry nice and easy. We've got storage underneath both sides, storage behind the seat backs as well, and above the seat backs here, on both sides in fact, we've got a small berth here, or a sea berth with the with the flap to keep it. The name for it has gone. I'm sorry. The lee cloth, ladies and gentlemen. That's what holds you in there at sea. It does carry on behind that wooden bulkhead there, and should be nice and cosy. Same on the port side as well, though there has been placed a microwave and a fridge there, so I'm not sure if there's actually a cushion for that side. Maybe located in the owner's garage somewhere, but we could find out if you're interested in the boat. Nice flat screen on the forward bulkhead as well, and generally speaking, quite a reasonably well appointed space. Could do with a little bit of tidying up if you want to make it nice and cosy, but this boat feels a bit more like a fast kind of cruise, possibly racing kind of boat, so she has that kind of feel about her. But there we go. So let's pick you up again, and I'll take you forwards through this little lobby here to the forward cabin, and you'll notice on the right hand side here we've got a nice big deep wide hanging locker there. So I'll put you in the middle of the forward cabin. There we are. Now I'd say quite a diminutive cabin for a boat of this size. We have a hatch for light and air above us. You can see the interior has white sides. I think this is white PVC, and we've got a reasonable sized bed. Plenty of room for two, medium kind of length, but I'd say that you'd probably be fighting for toe space at the bottom if there's two of you in here. If there's only one, you've got lots of room. Storage beneath as well. We've got the removable infill here, which you're sitting on, so I won't move, and all in all, a kind of standard sort of cabin. Low headroom, though you're only likely to be sitting here pulling your wellies on or off, or actually crawling into bed to get to sleep after that long, hard passage. Okay, so let's pick you up again, and I'll turn around and open the door to the heads. There we go. Nice natty little heads compartment. There we go. So we've got a bit of light coming through here. I don't think any ventilation, not sure. A light on here, and we've got this sort of see-through, it's not quite see-through for your privacy obviously, but that does let a little bit of light in, but we've got the fitted electric light there too. We've got the manual head here. Most people I think would probably elect to sit here, unless perhaps you're on the port tack. But generally speaking, plenty of room, and once you've got the door open, we can hook this door back, and that gives you a bit more privacy to do what you need to do in here. Feels like you've got a bit more room, not so claustrophobic. So all in all, a heads compartment, stows beneath, stows behind, limited on the headroom, does what it needs to do, and will get you out of trouble at sea, I'm sure. So let's pick you up again and close the door to the head. There we go, bye-bye heads, and I'll take you through to the galley, and I will just place you, I'm going to place you on top of the kettle. So there you go. As you can see, this boat is in use, so there is boaty stuff, everything to do with sailing, everything to do with maintenance, everything to do with a spot of racing here and there. It's in use, which explains the slightly cluttered, but it's all slightly cluttered appearance, but I think it's all good stuff. So consequently the kitchen is slightly cluttered. We've got the two burner stove and cooker, we've got storage and drawers underneath, bit of work surface where you're sitting on top of the kettle, a cool box set into the worktop there, and a small sink with stowage behind on a shelf and stowage behind in a cupboard. I think this will be nice and easy to work at because you're close to the companionway, so great for passing cup of soups, all that sort of stuff backwards and forwards between you and the crew out there, but also passing stuff forwards to whoever's eating or drinking forwards. And while you're here, you've got the companionway steps to brace on, you've got nice deep fiddles all the way around the work surface, something to hold on to here and something to hold on to above, although you need to be careful above obviously because there's going to be heat coming from the cooker. But a good sized galley, plenty of room, headspace above is good. If you're really tall though, I'd watch out for these where the I think this is where the brakes are secured on the other side, but other than that, pretty good I'd say. So let's take you from the kettle, hope you enjoyed the kettle, and place you in what isn't quite an after cabin but is nearly. It's the port quarter berth. So this is at the port aft corner of the boat inside. Now you're sitting on the lower bed, which actually looks very cosy to me. We've got the hulls lined, the berth looks nice and long, it's got a lee cloth underneath it by the looks of it, and it looks quite wide as well, so this would be my spot on this boat I think. A bit of a clamber through here, but not really, there is at the moment because we've got a pressure washer in the way, but once you're in, and I think that'll be nice and cosy, especially at sea. And again, if the skipper or the helm needs to shout down to you, you can shout back up too. We've got the opening window here which would make that even easier. And of course above we've got this drop down bed here, which will give the opportunity for somebody else to slip in there, although that would make it quite low and a little bit claustrophobic in there, but does give you the benefit of that flexibility. Great, so let's pick you up for the final time, and I'll place you back on the engine box, or on the box on top of the engine box, and we'll sum up by saying this has been Tim from Berkshire Yacht Brokers, taking you for a tour around this older 1980 Bolero 35.5. Hope you've enjoyed the layout, and I hope you've got a feeling as to what it's like to be on this boat without actually being here. Do stay tuned, do check our YouTube channel for lots more reviews of all sorts of different boats, but meanwhile, thanks for joining us today. We hope to see you again soon. Take care.